right, you know what time it is. Live from the Bare Muscle Garage, it's time for Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So today we've got a classic 21-15-9 rep scheme with a bit of a twist. We've done this a number of times this cycle, and it's a tried and true format that helps us to really work on some form. Today we are working on the snatch. We're going to be doing 21 calories on the bike, 21 overhead squats, 15 calories on the bike, 15 hang power snatches, and then 9 calories on the bike, 9 squat snatches. And we may be looking at this thinking, I don't have a bike. The snatch, honestly, is a move that intimidates me. Don't worry, guys. As always, we're going to warm up really well. And we're going to go through all the options that will allow you to do this workout or your version of it right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start this general warm-up that's going to activate the muscles that we are using in today's workout. So the first move we're going to do today is the pigeon. And let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate the pigeon for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the pigeon is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's sink into the pigeon on this side. So on the pigeon, we are laying face down. We've got the one leg up and across the chest, other leg back. And we are sinking into this pose here, which opens up the hips and helps us to get ready for some squats like we're going to be doing today. And let's go ahead and switch sides. So we're going to get the other leg up and across the chest, other leg back. And we are sinking into this pose here, which activates the glutes, relieves issues that might be going on with the IT band. And as previously mentioned, yes, it does help us with our squats. We always talk about chest up, shoulders back, knees out to the side. And that is what we are actively improving here in the pigeon. Next, we're going to do some bird dogs. Let's have Reb demonstrate 2 bird dogs for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the bird dog is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 bird dogs together. Now, it could be that this is a bit hard on the wrists and knees, in which case we may choose to do the dead bug. And let's have Reb demonstrate here. We're going to be laying on our back. We've got the arms in the air, knees in the air, and we're going to lower opposite arm, opposite leg, while keeping the upper arm and leg stationary. But if we are doing the bird dog as prescribed, we're on hands and knees, raising our opposite arm, opposite leg, holding the top there for about 2 seconds. So good job on these bird dogs or dead bugs, whichever is better for us. Next, we got some stepping mountain climbers. Let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we're going to do some alternating forward arm raises like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 stepping mountain climbers on each side. Now, doing this off the ground may be a bit hard on the wrist once again. So we have some options here. We could do this off of an inclined position. And let's have Bird Dog demonstrate here. We could do this off of a counter, off a sofa, or even off the wall. But we'll be in an inclined plank position. And we're going to raise that knee to reach that elbow at the top. But if we're doing the mountain climber as prescribed, We are going to take a big step forward, slightly to the side for stability. And we're getting the foot outside the hand at the top, keeping those hips nice and low at the height of the movement. So good job here on these stepping mountain climbers. Next, we got some plank shoulder taps. Let's go ahead and have Red demonstrate 2 reps on each side. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then plank shoulder tap is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 plank shoulder taps on each side. Once again, hey, it could be that doing this off the ground is just not for us right now. That's cool. We could do this off of an incline position. Let's have Reb demonstrate here. We could be in an incline plank off of a sofa, off a counter, off the wall. But we're going to shift the weight, tap the opposite side, keeping a nice plank position. But if we're doing this off the ground as prescribed, we've got those hips nice and low, taking a deep breath in to brace that midline, shifting the weight, tapping the opposite shoulder. So good job here on these plank shoulder taps. From here, we got some air squats, and let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the air squat for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the air squat is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 air squats together. So on these air squats, we've got the feet about shoulder width apart, and we're going to be standing nice and tall. We're going to initiate by setting those hips back, pushing the knees out to the side throughout the movement until we get the hips all the way down below the knees, and then we're going to drive through the heels until we get all the way back up to a fully standing, locked out position. Now, it could be that getting those hips all the way down below the knees is a bit of a challenge, in which case we could do some assisted squats. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate a couple reps here. We can sit and stand to a footstool or a chair or a medicine ball or whatever level of assistance is needed. So good job on these air squats. Next, we're going to grab a broomstick or a mop or a PVC pipe, and we're going to look on as Bird Dog demonstrates 2 reps of the pass-through for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the pass-through is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 pass-throughs together. So on the pass-through, we're gonna have those hands nice and wide on that broomstick, and we're gonna pull it up and over all the way around, touching that lower back in the back, belly button in the front, and then of course we're gonna have that nice pass-through smile, which relaxes those muscles and helps us to have a nice fluid range of motion. And so good job here on these pass-throughs. Next, we got some around the world. Let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the around the world in the same direction for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the around the world is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the around the world, 5 in each direction. Now, on the around the world, we still want to have that same full range of motion that we see with the pass through. We're starting with the belly button in the front, and we're going up and around, touching the lower back and the back. It's a very common fault to see people just kind of roll it around their head or on the shoulder, but to really open up the shoulder girdle the way we want to have that full range of motion. The belly button in the front, lower back in the back. And we're getting 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. So good job on these around the worlds. Next, we're going to hit some snatch grip deadlifts. And let's have Bird Dog demonstrate how we're going to hold this thing. We're going to have a nice wide grip because we're doing the snatch. And we're going to have the hook grip on there. So we have the thumb wrapped around, fingers are over the thumb. And let's see 2 reps of the snatch grip deadlift. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the snatch grip deadlift is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the snatch grip deadlift. So on this snatch grip deadlift, we're going to have those feet close together underneath the hips. And we've got those hips low, chest up, shoulders back, and we are looking straight ahead. And we're going to take a deep breath in and brace that core as we drive the ground away, getting to a fully standing, locked out position with those shoulders back at the top. And then we're going to keep it close to the body on the way back down as well. So good job on the snatch grip deadlifts. And then finally, in the activation phase here, we're going to do some snatch high pulls. Let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the snatch high pull for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the snatch high pull is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the snatch high pull together. So on this snatch high pull, we are starting super low, hips low, chest up, shoulders back, and we're looking straight ahead. But then as soon as that bar reaches those knees, we are going to explode with the hips. We're going to glute bridge and then get that bar popping. And we're going to get the elbows high and outside like a scarecrow to keep it close to the body. So good job here on the snatch high pull. Well, that is it for the activation phase. Now we're going to move on to the movement prep, which is where we're going to practice specifically the 4 moves that we are doing in today's workout. The first move is the bike. So if we happen to have a bike or some other type of exercise machine, like we see Bird Dog has a rowing machine over there, which is a suitable alternative, I'd like you to hop on that thing right now with the lowest level of resistance, if that's applicable, and then just start to get the blood flowing, get the muscles moving, make sure everything is set the way that we'd like it to be. But most of us don't have these machines. We're the machines. We're going to do an at-home modification for the bike, which is going to be a combination of mountain climbers and plank shoulder taps. And let's look on as Reb does 2 calories on the body weight bike. That was 1. That was 2. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then each calorie is going to look like this. That was 1. That was 2. So let's all join in here and let's do 5 calories on our body weight bike. So each calorie is going to be a combination of a mountain climber on each side, followed by a plank shoulder tap on each side. Now, if in the warm-up we were modifying either of those, we can continue to do that here. Let's have Reb demonstrate. We can do the mountain climbers off of the incline, followed by the plank shoulder tap off the incline. And so we're going to be in an incline knee to elbow on each side, followed by an incline plank shoulder tap on each side. So good job here on these mountain climber plank shoulder taps, or whatever version is better for us. The next move that we're doing is the first of the 3 bar moves that we have on schedule for today. We have overhead squat. So let's grab that broomstick and let's look on as Reb demonstrates 2 reps of the overhead squat, and let's hold the bottom of the second rep. So notice a couple key things here. Notice how Reb is getting all the way down, hips below the knees. Notice how the arms are staying straight. And notice how she is pushing the bar back so that it's behind her head. And notice how also the heels are on the ground. If we're struggling with any aspect of this, let's not go any heavier than that broomstick for today. And let's see 2 more reps from a side view, just so that we can really see how low we're getting in the squat and how Reb is able to push back on that bar as she's going down. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then for today, the overhead squat is going to be a behind the neck press like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 reps of the overhead squat together. So on this overhead squat, those feet are going to be shoulder width apart, just like we were doing in the warm-up with the air squat. Difference being is now we are really focusing on our strong overhead position, pressing up, pressing back on that bar as we descend into that squat, keeping the hips as low as we can get them below the knees. Now, it could be that, hey, we were doing some assisted squats in the warm-up. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate here. We can continue to do some sit to stands with the broomstick overhead. So notice we won't be adding any weight to this motion. If we're doing it this way, we're going to continue to work on getting our full range of motion, if that's the case. But good job here on whatever version of the overhead squat is better for us. The next move that we are doing with the barbell is the hang power snatch. Now notice, anytime we first take the bar from the ground, before we start to cycle out those hang power snatch reps, we want to first lock out that deadlift and then relower it back down to the knee. Let's have Reb demonstrate taking the PVC from the ground, locking out that deadlift, and then now let's see 3 practice reps of the hang power snatch. And if we are doing this from the seated position, the hang power snatch is going to look like this. So let's all join in here and let's do 10 practice reps of the hang power snatch. So that hang power snatch is going to, once we lock out that deadlift, start when we lower that bar down to the knee, and then boom, we jump and punch that thing overhead. And notice the footwork. Bird Dog is getting a nice, powerful jump with the feet close together. And then as she receives the bar overhead, is getting the feet just about shoulder width. So we don't want to go too wide, but we are going to go a little bit wider and then reset those feet, depending on how much weight we're using. And so good job here on the hang power snatch. And then the final bar move that we're doing today is the squat snatch. Putting both of those moves together, that power snatch motion, but we are also ducking fast into a full overhead squat. And let's see Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the squat snatch for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the squat snatch for today is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 practice reps of the squat snatch. So that squat snatch is going to start from the ground, or if we have smaller plates, it's going to start at least below the knee at around ankle level. But we're going to have those hips low, chest up, looking straight ahead. And we're going to hit a nice big jump and punch into the bottom of the overhead squat before standing to finish that out. And yes, we do want to keep looking straight ahead throughout the movement. If we look down, that's going to put our spine, our back in a compromised position. So let's keep looking straight ahead throughout the motion. Hit that jump, hit that punch. And as hard as it is, we want to fight that tendency to look down. But we are getting super low in that squat every single time, standing that up. Now, it should be noted, hey, yes, we can do an assisted version of this as well. And let's have Reb demonstrate here. We can stand in front of a seated position. And then we will be hitting that power snatch. And then sit, stand, finishing out the motion like that. So good job here on whatever version of the squat snatch is better for us. Well, now it's ramp up time. If you've been earning badges and you'd like to add some weight to do either the scaled, intermediate, or RX weight in today's workout, then let's start to gradually add some weight, doing about 3 to 5 practice reps of each of these moves, the overhead squat, the hang power snatch, and squat snatch, adding a little bit of weight each time until we get to the weight that we want to use for the workout. And no matter how many badges we've been earning, if we are still working on that overhead squat position, then let's use less weight or even no weight. Let's use that broomstick if we are still working on getting a stable overhead solid position with that full squat. But whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number 1, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number 2, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip. And let's make sure we got our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout the workout. Number 3, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. And that's how you can synchronize your timer with mine if you choose to use one. Number 4, music. Super important. We definitely want some fight songs that are going to keep us motivated and focused as we get through these progressively more technical movements. So, what is your focus fight music? You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we keeping track of our progress? This is, on the surface, a classic 21-15-9, but we've got some bike thrown in with a snatch progression. The moves are changing each time. It's easy to lose track of where we are and what move is coming up next, unless we're a teacher's pet and we came prepared. So, if you came prepared with your whiteboard or whatever you got, let's show that on screen. And let's take this teacher's pet picture. So here we go. Teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I'm going to bring the workout back on screen one more time, and then we'll get going. So in just about a minute, we're going to start this timer, and we're about to do this 21-15-9 of calories on the bike and snatch progression movements. Specifically, we are doing 21 calories on the bike, 21 overhead squats, 15 calories on the bike, 15 hang power snatches, 9 calories on the bike, 9 squat snatches. Now, most of us for the bike, we're going to be doing the mountain climber plank shoulder taps. So we're doing 21 sets of that at the first round of this workout, 15 in the middle and then 9 at the end. If we do happen to have a bike, we do want to keep this within the target window today. We're looking for that first set of 21 to take us less than 90 seconds. So if that's a whole lot to get done in 90 seconds or less, maybe, hey, we scale that down to a 15-12-9 rep scheme, or maybe even a 15-10-5 rep scheme just for the bike, while the other bar moves, they're going to stay 21-15-9. On the overhead squats, let's make sure we are not adding weight unless A, we've been earning badges, and B, we can earn that overhead squat position. We need to make sure we have a nice, strong overhead position with the arm locked out, bar behind, heels on the ground, getting the full depth. Let's keep working on that with a broomstick if we need to. On the hang power snatch, hey, maybe we can go a little bit heavier there if we've earned enough badges. But then for sure on that squat snatch at the end, we are going back to that broomstick if we are still working on that overhead squat position. So your score is going to be the time it takes for you to get through this chipper of 21 calories on the bike, 21 overhead squats, 15 calories on the bike, 15 hang power snatch, 9 calories on the bike, 9 squat snatches. If you are good to go, give me a thumbs up over here and we'll get this started. I'm going to give us a 10-second countdown, and then I'm going to highlight red to get us going. So here we go. 21 mountain climber plank shoulder taps, followed by 21 overhead squats, 15 mountain climber plank shoulder taps, 15 hang power snatch, 9 mountain climber plank shoulder taps, 9 squat snatches. Starting in 10 seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off on these mountain climber plank shoulder taps, or whatever other piece of apparatus that we have. Maybe we have a rowing machine and we decide to use that instead. And we've got Mighty Mouse doing hybrid options here, doing most of the workouts from the standing position these days, but also using what she has, doing what she can, using the equipment that she has around her to get that same cardio stimulus. But notice how Reb is jumping most of these mountain climber plank shoulder taps. That is what we want to see happen for most of these reps, if our circumstances allow. If we need to step some of these reps to regulate our heart rate or just to manage our impact, that is always an option as well. Mighty Mouse already done with the 21 rolls, and now on these overhead squats. So hitting some sit to stands with the overhead position there. Bird dog just getting off the row, snatching that bar up, about to hit some overhead squats. Reb as well, getting ready to hit some squats. So each and every rep here, guys, we're going to take a deep breath in at the top, get super low, stand that up. And you know what? It could be that we end up doing all 21 of these without breaking. Or hey, it could be that we do a big set of like 10, 11 out the gate and finish off the rest in smaller chunks. That's the strategy Reb is going for. She's got a whole lot of weight on there. We got Bird Dog surrounded by or mascots. Getting low, standing that up. But Mighty Mouse plugging along here. But nice work here, guys. Each and every rep. Deep breath in, getting low. Standing that out. And we have to remember to keep pressing back. Keep that constant pressure on the bar. And there goes Bird Dog, done with the set of 21. About to move on to the middle part, the 15. And just a couple more reps left for Mighty Mouse and Reb to finish off this set of 21. And there goes Reb. Almost done with this set. Mighty Mouse rolling into the second part, the bridge of this, the 15. And so far, everyone is on track to finish within today's target window. And the target window is nothing more than the best way to know if we've made the right choices in today's workout. And how does the target window work? Well, after we start earning badges, then we start to perhaps add some weight as appropriate, or maybe choose some more challenging movement options as appropriate. And we want to pick the right weights and do the right movement options to the extent that they allow us to finish within that target window of time. Not too much over, not too much under, in the sweet spot. That's how we know we got the right amount of challenge. So we've got Bird Dog and Mighty Mouse on this bar here for the round of 15 hang power snatches. And so jumping that up, punching that back, keeping it close to the body. Remember, we don't want that bar to get way out ahead of us. So that high pull motion that we were practicing in the warm-up, that's what we want to see happen. Getting those elbows nice and high and then a nice flipping punch. But starting with the jump, we're using those hips to get that bar in motion. So we're getting low, jumping it up, punching it back. Keeping a nice straight bar path. But nice work here. And it looks like Mighty Mouse made quick work of that set of 15. Bird Dog still working through it. Reb about to get going on that bar for the round of 15. Locking out the deadlift. And then boom, cycling, going to town. Keeping it close, popping, punching, getting under it. That's what we want to see. We're popping it up, punching under, standing to finish. Well, we got Bird Dog and Mighty Mouse on this last set of 9, racing toward the finish here. And then moving on to the most technical of the 3 bar moves, we're going to be doing those 9 squat snatches to finish off this progression. So Bird Dog stepping up to that bar, getting ready to hit some squat snatches, starting from way down low, hitting that jump, punch into the squat. Whoop, stand. Let's stay tight on that movement there, Bird Dog. We are punching back, staying tight through the squat. That one was way better. And let's keep looking straight ahead. We know where the ground is. We want to look at the wall in front of us. Looking way better, and let's get low on these squats. Mighty Mouse as well on these. And so we're doing this from the standing position, Mighty Mouse. Let's go ahead and stand up first. And then, yeah, we're going to start low, with that bar down low, hit that snatch overhead, and then we sit and stand with the bar overhead. And we're hitting 9 of those there. Reb getting down, getting into this last round of 9 here. And Bird Dog, just a couple reps to go, made the decision to work on the mechanics with that broomstick to finish off the set. And there goes Bird Dog across the finish line. Mighty Mouse, just a couple more to go. So starting low, hitting that snatch overhead, sit and stand. Almost there. And Reb finishing off that bike. About to get to that bar for the last set of 9 over here. And then it looks like Mighty Mouse across the finish line. And so 1 at a time here, still right in the smack middle, the sweet spot of that target window. Pulling that close to the shin, about to hit that jump, punch under, stand that up, boom. And we love to hear from our cheering squad as Reb is approaching the finish line.
Go, Reb, go. Almost done, almost done. Push through.
Hitting that punch under, standing it up, keeping it close. Just a couple more squat snatches to go. And let's keep that balance. Just a couple more, right? And we love to hear from that cheering squad.
You got this, Reb. You got it.
Go, go. 3 more. 3 more. Count them down. Keep going.
Last 3, taking the deep breath in. Hitting that jump, hitting that punch. Standing that up. Let's get high, let's get low. 1 more. And there goes Reb across the finish line. Well, that was crazy as always. But now we're at the best part of the workout, which is the cool down stretch. And this stretch is super important to help us fight soreness, increase flexibility, so we can come back day after day, staying consistent and committed. So the first stretch we're going to do today is the saddle eagle stretch. That's going to be where we start in a kneeling position like this, and we sit back toward those heels. Hey, if this is all we got, that's cool. But if we can sit back fully on the heels, awesome. And then the eagle is 1 elbow on top of the other like this. And while we're here, let's reflect on the workout. Let's do some high-low buffalo. So, high. What is one thing you feel you did well in the workout today? Low. What is something you want to do better the next time it shows up? And buffalo. What is something that surprised you about the workout today? While we're thinking about that, let's switch to the other side of this eagle. And let's hear first from Bird Dog. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're doing just the eagle part of the stretch like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Bird Dog?
My high, I would say the hang power snatch. I felt like my form stayed good throughout the workout. Low was definitely with the squat, because in the warm-up I felt like my form was good, but as soon as I added weight in the workout, I was like, nope, going back to the broomstick. But that's okay. I wasn't mad at myself. I was like, I'd rather just humble myself than hurt myself. So that's what happened. Buffalo was, I was like, this is going to be quick and easy. It was spicy. So that kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to be that difficult, but yeah, difficult is good. That means you're getting something done.
I am definitely stealing that phrase. I'd rather humble myself than hurt myself. And you know what? That is exactly the mentality that keeps us in this for the long term. So appreciate your great example there. Good choice to focus on the sound mechanics. And that's what happens as we add load, that kind of changes things. And we just need to pick the right load based on our honest current abilities. Let's go ahead and switch to pigeon. We're going to get one leg up and across the chest, other leg back. And we are sinking into this like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Red. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're going to get one arm up and pull across like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Red?
Oh man, my high, I think that I didn't take weight off twice. I only took weight off once. My low, just these moves are, keep me humble. The overhead squat and the squat snatch are just really tough for me. So I started out too heavy and I took some weight off and was able to keep moving with that. The buffalo on that overhead squat, when you said, maybe you do all at once or maybe you do 10, and I was like, 10? I'm maxing out at 5. So I did what I had to do to keep moving. So yay.
Once again, really appreciate that honest self-evaluation. That really helps us to get in the target window and to get the right level of challenge based on our current abilities. So appreciate that adjustment mid-workout. That was very mature. And to steal a bird dog's phrase, it's better to humble ourselves than hurt ourselves, right? So good job, Red. And let's go ahead and hit pigeon on the other side now. And while we're on this side, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're getting the other arm up and pulling across like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Mighty Mouse?
My high was the overhead snatch. My low was the squat snatch. Trying to remember the form. I was doing it from the seated position and not standing. But anyways, and also the buffalo. The difference from doing the overhead snatch from a lower surface, I could tell the difference, especially with that big number of 21. I had to break it up. Same as Rev. Like I didn't even get to 10. I'm doing 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. It was just really difficult, but I could tell the difference from doing a lower seating than the regular. It really is. It was a killer.
It was a killer, but you rise to the challenge. You hit it hard, and you had a good pacing strategy as well. Sometimes, you know what, we need to change the weight in order to reach our intended target. But sometimes, even with a challenging weight, if we break it up the right way, which is exactly what you did, we're able to get through it, get to it. And so good job on that strategy, Mighty Mouse. Well, that's our WOD, that's our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo. You know what's left. This sweaty selfie, because does this count if we don't take that selfie? Let's flex on the camera here, guys, and let's take this selfie. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fists in the middle for the cheer. On 3, 2 claps. Fit crew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fit crew. Thank you so much. If you enjoy this program, then please give this channel a subscribe, a like, and a share. Thank you very much, and see you next time.